All right. Wow. Finally, getting around to Master Detective Archive Raincode. God, I've been meaning to play this for a few years now. God, it came out, what, 2023? Press any button. I would press the simple one, the A button. Ooh, look at that menu. Oh, that's an actual photo. So, how much will this be like? Danganronpa. Hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Good planet to you. A book. I wish I knew how to read. Alright. Yo, the Stinger. Hello, hello. I see you survived your 24-hour stream the other week.
It's been a while.
A human? Haha, they knew I'm human. Let's go.
Anyway, that was a good nap. I nearly slept through the whole thing. Let's see. Alright, there's something I have to do first.
Not much happened today.
Hey,
It was pretty good.
human, listen up. First, I'll have you select your difficulty. Choose wisely. Complain about it later, and I'll boom kill ya.
Boom kill ya?
Then,
Is that different to normal killing?
see the options.
Alright, lenient. Mean. Troublesome. Adorable. Okay, why is adorable at the end there? I don't...
Oh, you sure about that? Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, we're playing Detective Raincode. Came out back in 2023 by the same creators of Danganronpa.
Will be on you. I'll be as difficult with you as you wish, so I hope you're ready. Though, to be honest, it's all the same no matter what you pick. I'm your lenient, mean, troublesome, adorable partner, after all. So, are you ready? Do you want to start for real?
AA Captain?
Do you seriously want to start? Seriously? For real?
Okay, I'll turn off the console. Nah, don't start. Yeah, seriously. Start for real.
Guess you're really here for it. Sounds like you're just dying to solve some mysteries. You just can't wait to go on adventures with me, right? Humans are so weird! Well, let's get this started. It's time to embark on my lovely, thrilling, wonderful, mystery-solving adventure.
Alright, let's get to it. You're up hyper late, not up hyper early. Oh no, definitely go to bed soon. It's definitely, be what, 2 p.m., 2 a.m. for you? Ooh. Remember, recycle. Alright. So who's this?
Whoa! What's going on? Wait.
Where am I?
Huh?
Classic.
Where am I? Ow. Who? What?
Is the goose playing a prank on this poor little boy? short boy. An unfortunate looking man who gets carded every time they want to buy alcohol.
Huh? Why? How? I can't remember anything. Does that mean
Amnesia.
what was it called? Amnesia?
Whoa.
All right, calm down. Take a deep breath.
Do I breathe out yet? Is that breathing out or still breathing in more?
Dang it! I can't remember anything. Where am I? Who am I? Why can't I remember?
I ask that constantly.
Inside your pocket.
Huh?
Check your belongings.
Who's there?
You're
Am I
self-conscious.
hearing things too?
Subconscious?
I lost my memories and now I'm hearing things. What's going on? Ow!
No.
Oh, what now? I can't catch a break.
Probably should move before more books fall from you.
Check my belongings. Huh.
Is this going to be a tutorial of how to use our menu?
Envelope.
No.
Notice.
Yep, I'm
World
noticing.
Detective Organization Human Resources. Dear Yuma Cocohead,
Coco
you
head.
are hereby dispatched to the Special Autonomous Zone of Kanai Ward. Dispatch duration indefinite. Use the enclosed ticket to board the Amaterasu Express to Kanai Ward. Rendezvous with the master detectives on site. Upon arrival, proceed to the Nocturnal Detective Agency, World Detective Organization, Kanai Ward Branch. There you
Ooh.
will receive further instructions. Go forth, proud detectives. Eliminate all mysteries from this world.
Yeah, solve everything. All the cold cases.
That's my name? Thinking on it, I guess that sounds right. That's right. I finally remember. My name is Yuma.
Is
I'm
it?
Yuma Cocohead.
Well, I sure hope so. Or it's going to be rather awkward if you're wrong.
But what's this about a World Detective Organization?
Yes, what is that?
It sounds significant. Am I a part of it? If that's the case, am I a detective?
We must use our detective skills to figure out. Are they a detective?
I guess these kinda look like a detective's clothes. It seems I was supposed to get on a train. Or at least, I think so.
So, did we ever
Master
get on it?
detectives? Am I one of them? Could there be someone who knows me on the train? Here's the ticket. Let's check the schedule. Hey, it's almost time. Well, I should get on that train. I'll
Yeah,
find
that's
out
a
more
good
about
idea.
myself if I meet someone who knows me.
Attention!
Oh, yeah, paying attention. Character controls. Camera controls. Inspect. Before rushing off to the train, let's start with basic controls. Oh yeah,
Oh, oh,
I recommend moving the camera around to explore the surroundings.
oh.
Places with exclamation marks can be inspected. Make sure to investigate areas.
Better write this down.
Alright, you can fast forward and auto advance through dialogues that makes can be skipped.
Gotta stay in that detective mindset.
Earn earn DP by acting like a detective. Detective points can be earned by conducting detective
Sure
activities.
hope you got all that down.
Earn detective points to increase your detective rank. Maybe something cool will happen when the rank goes up.
Don't you forget.
Oh my god, more things. And yet, that's an icon on the minimap. Mark the next objective for people to talk to. Alright. Well, there's things to look at. The back of the room. There's something in the back, but I can't get through with all the things in the way. Stuff might fall if I try to move it. I better not go back there. You got detective points. Self with
Why
umbrellas.
are there so many umbrellas? The label reads Lost Items Temporary Storage.
That's a lot of umbrellas to lose.
Bags, hats, and books. A lot of stuff has been placed here.
Mm-hmm. And a toy robot.
A toy robot? It looks sturdy. The label says Lost Items.
Well, this is a massive lost item room then.
This is...
A cardboard box. I can peek inside through the hole. But it's too dark to make anything out. Good work, detective. Nothing else. Go outside.
I get it.
Are we a lost
Here's where I
item?
was sleeping was in fact...
Oh. Gym storage station lost and found.
That's right. I've been sleeping in a station's lost and found section. But why was I sleeping here?
Rank up.
Did I faint? Or was I attacked? If so, then who did it?
Attention passengers departing this station direct to Kanai Ward on the Amaterasu Express.
Amaterasu.
Please board immediately. The train will depart soon.
Well, we better get to the train.
I have to get on that train. I better hurry.
This is like Murder on the Orient Express. Dun, dun. Kanai Ward.
I'm sorry.
The Amaterasu Express will now depart.
Whew. Oh, we didn't bring any luggage. Hopefully it's already on. Sure hope you jumped on the right train. And it is massive.
Oh, made it in time.
Thank you for choosing the Amaterasu Express Direct to Kanai Ward.
Alright, seems like the correct train.
Utilizes Amaterasu Corporation's state-of-the-art technology for an automated, safe, and comfortable service.
That's good.
There is no crew aboard the train.
That's not good.
Thank you for your understanding and support.
Automatic?
So there's no
Nobody's driving this thing.
This train has
no
arrived
hostesses?
prompt. It will
No
operate
hosts?
non-stop to its destination. Food and beverages are available in Car 2. Restrooms are available in Car 1 and Car 5. In case of an emergency, visit the backup control room in Car 3 and contact Control Headquarters via the intercom.
Alright.
We hope you enjoy your trip
I have forgotten
aboard the
everything.
Amaterasu Express on your journey to Kanai Ward.
So there are 5 cars. This must be car 1 at the front.
Yep.
I better find the other detectives.
And hopefully the next one in sequence is 2.
If we use this...
Oh, a notebook. A menu has features and useful info. Investigation when info gets updated, it will be marked with a new marker.
Check, check!
In case files, you can see the outline of ongoing cases and the next objective.
No, this stuff's vital!
Saving is important. Yes, alright. Save your progress. The game can be started from save there. Okay, so probably no autosave. You can save whenever a master is able to walk around freely, but there are some exceptions, so be careful.
And that's a wrap!
And in option game, settings can be adjusted. Whoa. Alright. Hang on. Pause. Resume. Wait, what was the... Ah, that one's the button. Boom, boom, boom. Let's save. Nice design UI. I like the, what is the art style called? I never actually learnt the name to the style.
It's
Glossary.
so simple.
Alright, you can review the game terminology, names of places and events that have happened.
I see.
You can also check my tutorials. Boop. Okay. A name noted. So yeah, just keywords. Wait, why are you still yelling? Oh, there's other pages. Ah, yeah. Basic controls and everything else. Cool, cool. Profiles.
Use whatever you gotta to get the job done.
In profiles, information about characters can be
Put it into
reviewed.
your brain.
Personal info shown on the character information screen. New and updated info will be marked with the corresponding markers, of course. Scroll. Nothing to scroll. No other pages yet. Height, 150 centimeters. Weight, 45 kilos. Blood type. Birthday. Don't know. Likes detective novels. Dislikes amnesia. Title, maybe master detective. Talents, who knows. Alright. Oh, and now the glossary's updated again. Yeah, now it's telling me about the notebooks. Okay, it's gonna just keep updating, huh?
If you're lost, why not check your notes?
In case files, you can see the outline of ongoing cases and what to do next. After a case is solved, you can review the summary. Ongoing. Yuma woke in a room. Talking with the master detectives might yield some information about who we are. And that's gonna annoy me, so get rid of that. Alright. Cool. So, we have main control room. Connecting door.
It won't open. I guess that's obvious. And this is the front car. The nose of the train is just beyond it. If it opened, I could fall off.
Well, that's... And then you get run over.
It's a map of the train.
Oh.
The first and last cars can control the train. The rest are passenger cars.
Alright. But they say use car 3 for the backup control room. Dining car.
There's a warning on the door.
Oh. Don't
Please
open.
keep your hands clear of the doors. For your safety, doors will remain locked while the train is in motion.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Beep beep. And this was the main control room.
It says main control room A. The door's locked. It won't open. There's a driver's seat inside, but no one's there. The machine appears to be functioning.
Well,
That
that's
must be the
good.
automatic operation device.
Damn AI. Taking people's jobs. And then this would be the restroom. It's a big
There's a
restroom.
sink and toilet inside. There's no one inside it right now.
Well, that's good, because that would have been awkward. Oh, I mean, I see. Mirror. Well, yeah, that's how mirrors work. I'm still not used to it. Is that really my face? And a window. Barricaded. Looks fixed in place, so I can't be opened. I don't see any of the detectors through the window. Time to move on. Yeah, that... Okay. Toilet door.
Excuse me.
No? I mean, is it locked? That's one way to tell. Okay. We've checked out the bathroom. Next.
I see a
Ah,
clean
infirmary.
bed. This is probably the infirm. It's locked, but there's no one inside.
Alright. And we have the map again. And main control room
It
B.
says main control room. I see a driver's seat in there.
Oh, okay. Wait, did I just go?
Driver's seats on both sides of the train. I think that means they can go in either direction.
Hmm.
Oh, I kinda sounded like a real detective there.
No, you sounded like someone with common sense. And then...
Huh?
Huh?
Someone's there. I heard a voice behind the door.
Well, better say hello. Well, there's a few people. And they're in the same clothes. Well, these people don't look friendly. Good, who are you? They're gonna...
Excuse me, are you with the World Detective Organization? You are, right? You're Master Detective.
T
We are. But who are you?
That's a good question.
I'm with you. I think I'm also...
A boy like you? Master Detective of the WDO?
Well...
It seems like it.
Seems like it.
Like hell, dumbass.
Huh?
A runt like you, a master detective? You're just shooting your mouth off. You look like a shriveled anteater.
Shriveled, what would that look like?
Anteater?
What's the meaning of this?
You got a lot of nerve posing as a master detective. You want to die right here, right now?
Wait, please hear me out. Oh, right. I have proof that I'm a master detective.
A letter? From the World Detective Organization? It's real. There's no mistake about it.
What? Are you serious?
Looks like there's a reason behind this. Go ahead and tell us. I'll allow it.
I've lost my memory.
Right, thank you. But there's really not much to explain.
There's not really much to 3 hours later.
And that's what happened.
Amnesia.
Looks that way. I was hoping one of you would know who I am.
Apparently not.
No way. We're on the same team, but no one knows me? Then who am I?
That's what I want to know. Besides, even if the letter is real, you may not be the right recipient.
Why do you suspect me?
There is a reason why. But first, do you know what the World Detective Organization is all about?
A little bit? I think I remember a little. Or not.
Yeah, panic.
Guess not. So you called yourself a member without even knowing.
Yes. Sorry.
Well, I suppose it's a master detective's duty to shepherd the lost. Very
His
well,
ears move.
I'll tell you. Maybe you'll regain your memories after hearing.
Thank you.
Yo, hello, hello. I am not a goat, I'm a human. And then quickly run away.
Let's do things logically.
But where do you think you're going? You need to listen to me first. Yo, Drekka. Hopefully you're doing well. You're up late or up early? Who are you, old man? Useful.
What?
Listen up.
Yeah,
The
I'm
World
all
Detective
ears. Like you are.
Organization is an extra-legal, extra-privileged organization devoted to eradicating the world's unsolved mysteries.
I'm doing well as I could be. YouTube's kind of screwed me over, and now I'm just going to get the the watch time hours requirements. Yeah, they lengthened those, didn't they?
Their branches exist throughout the world, and their investigations are handled
Made
by
it harder to get.
detectives. As of now, there are roughly 1,000 master detectives in the WDO.
1,000?
All have
Powers.
Oh, okay. So, better rush and hopefully everything goes well.
They are supernatural powers used in investigation, known as forensic fortes.
Supernatural powers?
People who develop talents such as clairvoyance or mind reading. They train at the organization to harness these special powers, which aid in their investigations.
Well, do we
Those
have
who
these
manage
special
to gain
powers?
a forte are recognized as master detectives and given a detective deed. Which means, if you're a master detective, it should say so on your license.
Oh, so where's our license?
Deed?
It's an identification card. Check your pockets.
I don't have one.
If you don't have a detective deed, you ain't one of us. Even if you got one, I'd suspect it's fake anyway.
Oh, hold on, I'm not trying to trick anyone.
Pardon me. He seems to be the only one accused of being an imposter. But how about the rest of you?
Wow, yep. Let's
If you
start
require he has
spreading.
some sort of proof, then the same would apply to everyone here.
The hell'd you just say?
She's right. Everyone here has just met for the first time. Naturally, we would doubt one another.
Huh? First time? So, you guys don't know each other?
Master detectives rarely meet together. We each travel the world on our own, solving cases.
Yes, go, sleep. No, sleep. It's late.
I've never seen so many.
Give yourself an
gathered
extra
together
few
for
hours of
cases
sleep. It'll
like
do you
this.
well. Even though you are an insomniac.
We thought all of the summoned
Oh,
members had
dear.
shown up, and we're about to start introductions. Then you walked in.
Oh, 4:24 a.m. Yes, more reason to go to sleep.
Well, let's start the introductions. We'll include the tardy one as well.
What? You still want to do introductions? With the imposter too?
Yeah.
It's vital for us to ascertain each of our identities moving forward. All the more reason due to this.
I mean, yeah, it's more of a file
circumstance.
sorting system. It's defragging the brain.
Perplexing circumstance? What does he mean by that?
Perplexing.
Now, let's begin.
Alright. Let's start at the back here. You
An
first.
introduction. Introduce myself.
Yeah.
A subjective observation of one's own self-image.
Okay, you're being a bit overly illogical.
Are you okay?
Did I do something that caused you concern?
No, it's just you seem to be having difficulty introducing yourself.
I rarely have a need to do so, so I was considering what approach to take.
Well, it's by the creator of Danganronpa, so most probably. I'm going into this quite blind.
After all, is there such a thing as a self in the first place? All I am is a bundle of nervous tissue reacting to external stimuli. If I had to...
Boy, you must have had a tough
call
childhood.
myself Poochie Laughman.
Whoop. Poochie Loveman.
So, your name is Poochie then?
Names are meaningless. A method of arbitrary labeling for self-recognition. Symbols for categorization.
Ma'am, you're
Nothing more.
human, not a robot.
To that end, it serves the same purpose as a detective deed, or so I, Poochie, believe.
She seems a bit odd.
A
Most
bit.
of the World Detective Organization's work is investigating unsolved mysteries. I was trusted with many bureaucratic investigations. My clients are mainly enterprises and politicians. Depending on the client, I use my forte to see if the transaction party is trustworthy.
Oh, she can see if people
My
are trustworthy or
forte
not.
is known as audio aptitude. When I concentrate, I can hear anything from distant whispers, footsteps,
Ah,
and even
okay.
heartbeats.
So she's not alive. Well, I guess you can, if you can hear heartbeats, you can kind of be a lie detector.
No one is safe to speak of their secrets when I, Poochie,
Mm.
am around.
Oh, then did you hear anything suspicious at the station? Maybe we can figure out what happened to me.
Unfortunately, unless I focus my efforts on listening, I'm unable to hear things far away.
Oh, I see.
Well, it's good that's not constant.
Constantly listening in on all sounds leads to a sensation of my physical boundaries within reality soften away. My already tenuous sense of self starts to vanish. Which is
Alright,
why I
we'll
can't
catch you around.
close
Thank you
my
for dropping
ears
by.
unless I'm using my powers.
Being blessed with powers sure comes at a price. Did she always act in such a strange way? Or did it develop after she obtained her forte? Regardless, she definitely has a distinct air about her.
Air.
That's all I have to say about myself.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. She doesn't like being touched. Oh, okay. She's got some emotions.
this part of her seems a bit more normal.
Alright. Next one. A guy who...
Hey, young man.
Yep.
Me?
That's right.
Me?
Come here. Stand before me.
Stranger danger.
Why?
Nope.
Whoa. Huh? What's going on?
I'm measuring you. Stay still for just a second. I'll be quick.
Okay. What did she learn?
Thank you. That was quite educational. That outfit fits you well. My name is Melanie Goldmine. My home is rather far north from here. Up there is a branch with detectives adept at spiritism. I was also active there as a medium.
Oh, she can talk to the dead? Dun-dun-dun.
A medium?
I like her hair.
I can summon the souls of the dead by using
Oh.
my body as a vessel.
Summon a
Well, I guess you could ask the dead person who murdered them.
Can you summon anyone who has died? Like, for example, the victim of a crime?
Yeah, that's what...
Yes, of course.
Well, that makes things
There
easy.
is one condition. I require the clothes that person wore while they were still alive.
Oh, okay.
Only by wearing their clothes can I summon their soul. Hence why my powers don't work on people smaller than me, or if the person is far bigger.
That's,
The size must match.
well, that's... makes it rather awkward.
Also, I can't abide outfits with no fashion sense. Filthy, reeking clothes are always out of the question.
So...
That sounds more like a preference than a condition.
Clothes make a man. They reveal all about one's livelihood.
I'm sure she can still tell a lot from just looking at their clothes.
Consider that when compared to bare skin, clothing has a greater surface area seen by other people. Therefore, clothes are an expression of a person's identity and originality.
Hmm, yeah.
Ever think about how you've never heard of ghosts being naked? Ghosts wear clothing because those clothes are a part of their identity.
Makes sense.
Now that you mention it,
That's why, despite your amnesia, I can tell the kind of person you are just by looking at the clothes you wear.
Well, it's a new uniform. I'm sure you can't really tell much.
Your uniform is undoubtedly an official one supplied by the WDO. And I found it fits you perfectly after measuring your size. I don't think it could possibly belong to someone else.
which means I really am a master detective?
Or you found someone...
Am I one or not? I
Found a
can't
person the
figure
exact
out
same
that
size
moonlight
to
coming back to me.
take out and steal their
That's all I have
clothes.
to say. I'm the medium detective Melanie. Nice to meet you all.
Mm-hmm. Definitely medium. Alright.
I'll go first.
Well, you
Allow
go
me to
first.
introduce
You're
myself.
third.
I
Zilch Alexander. Hey, he's got things under his eyes like I do. Well, you can't see on this model, but on my other model.
I'm from the Southern Forest Preserve District's detective agency. They call me Nature's
Can you talk to
Mediator.
animals?
I love people, nature, and the harmony between them. However, there are times when some would attempt to ruin that harmony. My specialty is in handling those people.
By getting rid of
Have
them?
you heard of the chain of mysterious murders surrounding the dam construction at
No, we
Salt
have no
Lake.
memory.
Rumor has it that one by one, everyone involved with the dam's construction died.
Oh.
All cursed by a sunken ritual site. It was a once-in-a-century difficult case. The one who solved it was none other than myself.
Whoa.
There wasn't much to it. The culprits were locals who wanted the rights to the dam for themselves. The strange part is that all 52 villagers were
No,
in.
jeez.
They all kept their lips sewn shut to protect the secret. I'll let you figure out what that means.
Did they
When
actually
harmony
physically
between man
sew
and
their
nature
mouth
is
shut?
disrupted, disaster strikes.
Nature's mediator. He does look like a good detective. Though he suspected me, he still gave me a fair chance to explain myself. He looks a
I like how the
intense.
Yuma's hair is like a
Maybe
question
he's
mark.
a good person.
What was his eyes?
I'll describe my forte as well. I'm uncomfortable exposing classified information regarding investigators, but this is an emergency. My forte is
Yeah, you can talk to animals.
investigation. I can control animals
Oh,
as I wish
control.
and recruit them for my inquiries. Quite fitting for the philanthropist that I am. Though useful in many ways, I mainly use it to gather intel. It allows me to survey. As a basic rule, I can only control four-legged mammals. Less intelligent animals are easier to control. I often use mice. They're the perfect animals for unfortunately, I can't show it off right now, because there aren't any mice on this train.
I bet there's
He's a
mice on
good
this train.
detective, but he also has those powers. He really is impressive.
That is all from me. With love, I yield to the...
No. Well, I'm gonna leave the bossy person.
I am Zange Eraser. I come from a detective agency on the front lines.
Thank you for resubscribing, Roscoe. Saying Eraser. Oh, that's a name. He erases people.
Perhaps you expect an introduction, but I have nothing to say. Let the past melt like ice in an evening's drink. That's how I live my life.
He's a
My
drunkard.
forte is thoughtography. I can transcribe images from my memory onto electronics.
The hell does that do?
That's all for me. There's no need for any further explanations.
There's clearly something extraordinary about him.
Well, he's hopefully been in the field for a long time. And then last, the guy that wants to kill us.
I'm Mayfex Logan.
Oh, he's actually introducing himself.
Detective branch in the eastern slums.
The Eastern Slums. It's definitely an interesting beanie he's wearing. Got a few holes?
They call me a master detective now, but I'm originally a broke, illegal immigrant.
Oh.
When I was a kid, I was in an upstanding home, living an upstanding life.
And then it got turned upside
Parents
down.
were lawyers who never tolerated injustice. They should have left well enough alone with that local mafioso.
Oh no.
Because they went after him, they were murdered. Their necks
Ah.
were cut open, right in front of me.
Okay.
That's awful.
I ran away to protect myself and jumped on a ship at the port. I didn't know where the ship was going. That was the moment I threw away my past and my home. I drifted to the slums and did everything I could to survive. I managed to survive until now, thanks to luck. With my natural talents, I was able to become a detective. But I also wanted revenge. I can't stand evil. But even if you ain't evil, I'll show no mercy to those who stand in my way.
No,
If I
okie
can't
dokie.
figure out the difference between the good guys and the baddies, then I just beat up both of them. Kill or be killed is my motto.
He looks
Concerning.
scary, but that's not all. I think there's a deep sadness within him.
I mean, seeing your
Can't share
parents get
details
murdered.
About my forte. Just know it's kind of like radar.
That's all you're going to...
You got a problem with that, you tiny runt?
Not at all.
You sure are a frail-looking kid, aren't you? And pale to boot. Like disaster's got its claws on ya. You sure nothing weird is haunting you?
No way!
A detective's gotta be tough. How about
Tough.
training? First, you'll need to get used to stab wounds. We'll start with an ice pick, and scissors, and
No thanks.
Yeah, that's how you build up an immunity to knife wounds, right?
No, really, I'm fine.
Remember, stab yourself multiple times.
Too bad.
Alright. And back to you.
Lastly, it's your turn, Yuma.
Yeah.
Aside from having amnesia, is there anything else we should know about?
What can we tell?
Still can't remember anything.
If you really are a master detective, then you should have some sort of forte.
I have no idea.
Oh, young man, are you sure you don't remember? How about the kind of clothes you usually wear?
Or the brand.
You only inquired about clothing.
Maybe you'll remember after a few punches to the head.
Maybe.
Hold on!
Aphex, stop that. If you knock him out, he won't be able to speak.
Yeah,
The
good
perplexing
point.
circumstance we face may have something to do with his memories.
That's right, I was wondering about that. What do you mean by perplexing circumstance?
Yes, what has
Did
gone wrong?
something happen?
Well, something unexpected has occurred on our trip.
Fez, hello, hello.
The number of people is off.
Oh, sorry. There's one too many
The
people
number
here.
of people?
I, Hoochie, heard from the World Detective Organization that the number of master detectives on the train was precisely 5.
Oh,
5?
4. But now there's
1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of us.
I also heard from the WDO that 5 master detectives will gather on board. Hence why when you called yourself a master detective, I was honestly surprised.
I knew this job wouldn't be easy, but there's already a mystery
What
before
if they
us.
set it up?
This is getting exciting.
It's obvious what's going on. There's an imposter among us.
Or you're all real.
It's not me.
Oh, think.
How
Very
about we
convincing.
contact the WDO and find out. It could be a mistake. It's no use. I can't reach them. There's no signal here.
Well, that's dangerous.
Who could the uninvited sixth guest be?
It's you. You're the old one in the wrong different clothes.
I'm the most suspicious. Could I be the imposter?
And he's the
can't
teacher.
remember?
All right, I got it. Hey, since you're all clueless, I'm gonna tell you my extra sharp deduction.
You may speak.
Why would I need your permission? Whatever. Way I see it, the runt here ain't the imposter.
Oh, that's a change.
It'd be boring if the most suspicious one is the culprit. The runt must have been attacked by the real culprit. The memory loss is a side effect of the attack.
And the imposter's motive? Why would they attack Yuma?
To pretend to be a master detective and replace the runt on the train. The plan was going smoothly, but the runt suddenly woke up. He got on the train right before it departed, and the results stand before us. Obviously, the imposter
What?
is
Who's the imposter?
The runt's gotta be tougher than he...
Oh, that's a surprisingly proper deduction. And I thought you'd be
No,
the most useless one here.
I'm gonna say
Why,
she's the imposter.
Thank you.
In other words, I was knocked out of the station because someone attacked me? But I don't think I've been injured.
Excuse me. My deduction is slightly different.
Let's hear it. I'll allow it.
No, who put you in
Stop
charge?
to get your permission.
I suspect that the entire situation is a test designed by the World
Yeah,
Detective
see, that's what I was thinking at the
Organization.
beginning.
A test?
And the old guy's the teacher.
Exam officer has disguised themselves as a member and is ascertaining our skills here.
If that were the case, Yuma here could possibly be the exam officer.
Me? An exam officer?
No, I'm tiny.
Bring it on! I don't care if it's the WDO or a hitman. If you want to test me, I'll show you what I got.
He's gonna be the first to die.
What
Are
are
people
you
gonna
trying
die?
to do?
For now, I'll check to see if there are other uninvited guests.
When does the bear turn up?
And how are you going to do that?
Like this. Let's go!
Oh, radar. Did you learn anything?
What? What was that? A weird feeling overcame my whole body.
No signs of the enemy. Turns out there really are just 6 of us on this train right now.
What did you do?
I used my forte, life detection.
Oh, we can sense if there's other people on
I
board.
can detect life in a 50-meter radius and pinpoint its location. The mechanism is a trade secret, but I can say without a doubt that we're the only ones on this train.
Talk all you want, but who can verify that you're not lying?
You're
Yeah.
not gonna get anywhere if you start doubting everything. Use your own damn powers to figure it out then.
I see. So fortes come in handy at a time like this. In that case,
But they
there's
need
someone
special-
else with a power that can confirm if other passengers are on board.
Well, yeah, there is. Wait.
What? You want me to search?
Sorry. I got yelled at.
I got yelled at. I don't trust you.
Melanie, could your powers be used to...
No way. Not unless there's someone dead in one of the... But even if they were, their clothing would still need to be a match for me.
It's such a...
Melanie's medium powers won't work here.
Definitely pain.
Poochie, would it be possible for you to verify what Aphex said is true?
Yes. I, Poochie, was contemplating it at the moment. Even if someone is hiding, my audio aptitude is able to detect their breathing and heart. Shall I try?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Hey, what's with the gloomy little girl? Don't tell me
She's using her audio aptitude to check if there are other passengers.
Oh, really? That's great. Go for it. It'll prove I'm right.
Shut.
Huh?
Shut up, you brain-dead idiots! Pardon me. Would you mind quieting down for a bit?
Bit of change in personality. Oh. Someone doesn't have a heartbeat. What? Something about boots.
This sensation. I felt it when Aphex somehow it feels like I can hear what Poochie hears. Does no one else hear it? What's going
I finished. I cannot hear the heartbeats of anyone besides the 6 of us here. Though one could hold their breath, they still cannot stop their heart from beating. In other words,
Unless
there's
they're a
no
trained
one else
assassin.
on this train. I, Poochie, guarantee it.
See? I told you so. Sorry for calling you gloomy earlier, little girl. You know, I'm glad you've confirmed my findings, but...
I can hear heartbeats from 500 meters away.
Ah,
So So you're the useless one.
Quiet, you catty bitch!
Well, language.
Moving on, we've now got proof from 2 master detectives. We can say
Though one may be a lying imposter, the other's statement can still be trusted.
One of them, an imposter? But Aphex and Poochie both use their fortes. I could feel them using their powers, so I think it's safe to say both are master detectives.
So there's
But
2
I'm the
people
only
that we
one
can't.
sense their powers. No one else seems to have the same experience. Why am I the only one?
Is that your forte?
What's wrong with you, old man? You gone senile or something?
Can you all hear that? The sounds of a running train. The wheels of fate chugging along. In the same way, our fate continues to turn. This train will press on until we reach our destination. No one can get off midway, including the uninvited 6th. Let's discover which of us is the caged bird in here. My fading detective spirit is revitalized once again. Not bad. Things are getting interesting.
you're joking. What could the imposter even accomplish? We're all
And yet we don't know who the fake one is.
I've used my power, so obviously I'm the real deal. The gloomy girl detective also, Pat. So, how about the guy blowing smoke, huh? Why don't you go ahead and prove yourself with your... How about it, you four-eyed fox detective?
As I have already explained, my power involves animals. Without them, I can't use it.
Ah,
So, you're
convenient.
finally considered a suspect then?
You are free to think what you wish.
Unfortunately, I can't prove myself either. Without a dead body, I can't use my powers as a medium.
Now we've got 2 suspects. How about you, old man?
I don't mind showing off, but it won't clear any suspicions. The 6th uninvited guest could possibly be a traitorous master detective with their own forte.
That's true.
That's true.
There's no end to this! To hell with it! Everybody line up! I'll deck you one by one! Whoever passes out is safe, got it? The real deal. If you don't pass out in one hit, then you gotta be the imposter!
Calm down. Let's do things logically, like the detectives we are.
Pardon me. I suggest we investigate this, starting with the motive for the imposter's infiltration.
What could it be?
The motive. One possibility is that it's a test from the World Detective Organization. Are there any...
There are.
You may speak. I'll allow it.
For the 100th time, why would they need your permission?
The Amaterasu Corporation. They could be responsible for this.
No, we are on their
Your
train.
reasoning?
Someone has been tailing me for the past few days. It started after I was first assigned to Kanai Ward. Wherever I went, I could sense the presence of someone in the shadows, but I could never catch them in the act. It was getting annoying, so I tried to bait them out. I walked around town in my underwear.
What?
And at last, they revealed themselves.
Whoop. Scam number this time. Ha. Oh, we'll ignore that.
Did you just say that you...
Something the matter?
Never mind. Continue.
I avoid solving problems with violence, so I was unable to apprehend them.
Well, that was...
However, I saw them escaping in one of Amaterasu Corporation's cars with my own eyes.
Why would Amaterasu Corp spy on you?
Because they don't want Kanai Ward to be investigated. Perhaps this is the same situation.
Interesting.
Which is why I think our uninvited 6th guest is a spy from Amaterasu. The spy has only one goal, to disrupt our trip to Kanai Ward. Hence why they are pretending to be a master detective among us.
So you believe Amaterasu is involved?
I do not see how escaping in one of Amaterasu Corporation's cars is proof someone is a company spy. Well, that's fair.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
You keep talking about it, but what's Amaterasu Corporation?
Yeah.
You kidding me? You gotta explain that too?
Yep.
It's fine. We can teach Yuma as we share information with one another.
Alright. About Amaterasu.
What is
Amaterasu?
the Amaterasu Corporation?
Yes.
In short, Amaterasu is a freaking huge company.
And what do they deal with?
You see their products practically
That's a
everywhere
big
in
building.
daily life. They make everything from kids' toys to fighter jets. Industrial goods, electronics, pharmaceuticals, everything.
Oh, a global
Big companies
monopoly.
Always got dark underbellies. With Amaterasu, their smoke, there's a whole building burning down. That's a detective joke. Funny, huh?
It's a funny detective joke.
Sure, I got it. Thanks.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Oh, and what about Kanai Ward? What's there?
We're heading to Kanai Ward. What does that have to do with
Is that where the
Amaterasu
head office
Corporation?
is?
It's fairly complicated, but Kanai Ward is essentially an Amaterasu autonomous zone.
Welcome, Raiders!
Well, what we got here? Yo! Welcome, Raiders! Hello, hello.
Kanai Ward was just another regional city. But as it was being developed by Amaterasu Corp, the city itself transformed.
Hope everyone enjoyed Hiru's stream. Hopefully everything's going well over there.
Factories, research labs, and affiliate companies were built. In no time, the whole place belonged to Amaterasu.
Oh my god. Silly timeout. I mean, adverts, news. Yo, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had fun watching Hiru play Grand Blue. I definitely need to try that DLC. Maybe. I don't know. There's so much time. I mean, so little time, so much to do. Again says I wanted to take a peek at this game. It was made by the same guys that did Danganronpa, right? Yes, that's correct. And you know, with all those games, you're doing detective work, kind of. You know, trying to find out who the killer is. And at the moment, well, we are detectives. But yeah.
As a matter of fact, Kanai Ward is essentially ruled by the Amaterasu Corporation.
So I've been meaning to play this game for like the last 3 years because, you know, it came out in 2023 and I just never got around to it.
Political power has no influence there. Since it's so isolated, no one has been traveling to and from Kanai Ward.
Yeah, so are there people there?
Exactly. Because of that, no information has been getting out, aside from rumors of unsolved cases. This has been going on for years, but the unified government has been turning a blind eye to the whole thing. The Amaterasu
Unified government?
Corporation's influence affects not just the UG, but the entire world. Given the situation, the World Detective Organization...
So there's no countries anymore?
...decided to act.
It's just the world?
As a result, master detectives are gathering in Kanai Ward. And that's pure speculation, mind you. We won't know the full details until we arrive.
I see. Thank you very much.
I do like how a lot of it's voice acted. I don't remember. Like, I'm pretty sure Danganronpa 1 and 2 weren't voice acted. 3, I don't remember.
Speaking of, this train is called the Amaterasu Express, isn't it?
Named after their company.
Yes. The Amaterasu Express is an entirely driverless train developed by the Amaterasu Corporation. The WDO made arrangements to prepare it for arrival at Kanai Ward. Normally, it has no passenger cars for the trip to Kanai Ward, but they added ours as a special exception.
Okay, so why are they usually sending cars there?
It features enough passenger space for all of us and a lavish dining car. Quite the warm welcome. A perfect setup to persuade us nothing is amiss in Kanai Ward.
Oh, yes, I want to, I wanted took it, but never do. It was for fun. Really like the Grand Blue Universe. Yeah, the Grand Blue Universe is great. Like, I've only watched the anime. I never actually played the mobile game. But I did play Relink. That was good, and the fighting games. But yeah, so definitely want to check out the Endless Ragnarok DLC.
By the way, the windows and doors are completely locked until we arrive. They say it's for our safety. But I feel as though we're stuck in a big, moving coffin.
I was going to say prison, but yeah,
All
coffin.
The sash windows are sealed, so they can't be opened. I, Poochie, confirmed it myself prior to the train's
So if the
departure.
train crashes, how are people going to get in
Perhaps these
to
measures
save
were
us?
taken to prevent infiltrators or stowaways. Once it's en route, the Amaterasu Express becomes a box that's impossible to enter or exit.
If you feel up to it, why don't you take a look around? But you can access the 5th car, the one at the end. The door appears to be
Well,
broken
that's
and won't open.
not good.
Broken?
Well, go ahead and see for yourself.
Right. Has anything you heard sound familiar?
Hmm.
It feels like my first time hearing about any of it. Sorry.
What a great detective.
It's all right. Just tell us if you do remember anything.
Yes, we've starting off with amnesia. Woo!
Seems nice and all, but maybe he's the imposter.
Huh?
And we've gone crazy. Hearing voices. Wow. Playing on the Switch too, the loading does not give me time to read the
No.
hints.
Hey, what's wrong? You've gone pale.
How about you have something warm to drink and get some rest? Although we only seem to have
Coffee, the
here.
perfect drink for having before rest. Oh, there's alcohol. What are you on about? The kids can have that.
Do you drink it black? Or do you need some milk?
Front probably wants milk. Hey, how old are you anyway? I can't tell from the way you dress.
Never mind him. Here, have a drink to warm yourself up.
Thank you.
It's poisoned.
What was that voice earlier? Am I hearing things? I have amnesia, and now I'm hearing things. What's happening to me?
That's a good
I wonder if it
question.
has something to do with the 6th person. Besides, who is this 6th uninvited guest anyway? I should think about it a bit. Who is the most suspicious
Well,
person
you are.
here?
Uma.
Looking at things objectively, the situation I'm in is pretty strange. Not to mention the mystery of my missing memories. Was it an accident, or did someone attack me? Regardless, I can't remember. So in the end, I'm the most suspicious one here. No matter how much I think about it, we have no proof of anything so far. If I really am a master detective, I could have some useful powers. I wonder if I can somehow remember what those powers were.
Yes, what are your powers?
Won't do any good.
Being insane's probably the power.
There it is again. I keep hearing that voice. Jeez, what's happening to me?
Hey, Runt!
Uh-huh.
Get over here. The old man is gonna show off his powers.
Oh, cool.
Zange?
We will see his technological power. Bim, bim.
Although I am reluctant to do so, I shall demonstrate my forte.
Alright.
You forced my hand. Otherwise, suspicions will continue to mount against me.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that's a phone.
What's that? Your cell phone?
Quiet.
Oh, he's gonna show us how he plays Clash of the Clans. Or what other phone games do people play? Boom. Alright, he's gonna show off his fort.
There it is again. I can feel Zonge using his forte.
As I've said before, my power is thoughtography.
Thoughtography.
I can project my memories onto electronic mediums to generate and record footage.
But could you fake your memories?
The recorded clip shows what occurred approximately 5 minutes ago. I suppose it's faster to simply show you.
That's definitely the scene that took place about 5 minutes ago.
Could you have just taken a photo with the phone 5 minutes ago?
I can only record about 2 to 3 seconds. Back in my prime, I was able to do 10. Also, as memories fade, the recorded footage will also fade. The rule of thumb is that it lasts around 48 hours. But by copying it to another device before it fades, footage can be used as
Oh, so he can
evidence
actually
during investigations
stay
and
with
in court.
weird powers.
Pardon me, but are you sure this is thoughtography? It appears as though you captured footage from a hidden camera.
All you do is doubt everybody. Be constructive for once.
You think being suspicious isn't constructive? Don't you believe that the truth lies beyond all suspicion?
Yep, a detective's job is to suspect others.
The voice is getting louder and more talkative.
My memories haven't returned, and the voices keep getting louder.
Hey, I just said that.
It's giving me a headache. It's like my own body doesn't belong to me.
Young man, are you all right? You don't...
I'm sorry. I feel a little dizzy.
I believe you should rest.
Maybe a nap will help get your memories back.
The passenger rooms from car 3 and beyond are all full, so you should use car 1 at the front.
Well, that's only the infirmary.
I believe there's an infirmary in there. It
I
should
guess
be
they
easy
only
to
did plan
monitor from
5
wherever in the
rooms.
second car.
Monitor? You've got some nerve.
Will you be all right on your own? Or do you need some company?
Sheesh, get a grip, will ya?
Sorry.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, it's nothing. I'm all right. I can get there.
Can you? Well, he's gonna pass out. Oh. Are we gonna make it? Or maybe we should look at the sign first.
It's a map of the train.
Yeah. Alright, through the door. Express car 1. Alright. And... it's locked.
Wait,
It's locked.
Yeah, I remember.
Gotta find the key first. The key!
But where's the key?
key? Is it somewhere in the first car?
Alright.
I see.
What? Objective display 2. If an entire area of the minimap is shining, that means the destination or investigation object is nearby. Let's take a closer look around. I see. How do I tell if it's shining?
It opened.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've been through here before and saw that open. Oh. For some reason, it's making me feel sick now. I feel dizzy. Oh. No. That's not the infirmary to rest in. But I too would faint if I saw glowing red eyes behind me.
Hey! It's time to get up. How
Wait.
long are you gonna sleep? Get up, or I'll boom kill you.
What? The drool on his mouth.
Huh?
Nope.
So you can finally see cute little me. It's all taking root.
Oh. Oh no, the scary ghost has revealed itself. Oh, okay, there is auto saving. So, can the others see this?
Huh? What is this thing?
We need Luigi and his vacuum cleaner.
How can you call me a thing when I'm so adorable? Aren't you rude?
It's talking. Not only am I hearing things, I'm seeing things too.
It was better without seeing them.
Completely
Aw.
lost it.
Snap out of it. You're my master, aren't you?
Huh?
Master.
That's right. We exchanged an intimate secret pact just between us.
Ayo.
What pact?
What? You've forgotten all about how we were so passionately bound together?
Ayo.
How cold of you! After I offered myself to you, and you alone! You're so irresponsible. Take ownership of your actions.
I don't know what to do.
Kidding. Of course you forgot. That's part of the contract.
Eh?
You don't get a death god for free, you know. If you want to eat, you gotta bring something to the table.
A death god?
Wait, what did you just say?
What's happening? That is a good question.
Call me Shinigami.
Oh, so is there a death note? You have a book we can write in? Shinigami! How come they weren't put in Super Smash Brothers, huh?
So ominous and creepy. That ain't my style, you know. I'm too cute for that. I was born too pure and innocent. That's why I prefer to go by Shinigami. Anyway, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good answer, Master.
You keep calling me Master. Wait, are you haunting me?
Please, call me Shinigami.
Shinigami?
I wonder what the different colors mean. The yellow. Are those keywords I need to know?
100% haunting you.
Nope.
Haunting you like your life depends on it.
Oh, I like you can actually see their reflection in the black panel.
Why we made that contract.
Glossy panel work.
That's what I wanted?
And for our sweet, sweet contract, you offered something in return.
Offered? You mean...
Memories.
When you got it, you offered your own memories.
That's a wild gambit.
You tossed away your entire past and smashed our fates together.
That's why I have amnesia?
The euphoria from completing our contract made you pass out in that room.
Euphoria. Words choice.
Even though you woke up, it took some time for me to take root in you. But I can talk to you now, which makes me happy.
A soul ferryman. Oh. Shinigami's angry.
What is it? Why would I make a contract with you? Why did I offer my memories?
Sorry, but I can't share the contract's details with you. Those are the rules.
That's convenient for you.
Why not? Tell me!
No can do. That's the contract. By the way, Master, something's been bothering me.
Hmm.
What is it?
2 hours have gone by since you passed out.
Huh?
Oh.
2 hours?
You mean no one checked on them?
Here I was, waiting for you to wake up. Admirable, right? But during that time, no one came to check on you.
Yeah.
They're all so cruel, you know? Maybe they forgot about you.
Speaking of, why am I here? Is this the restroom in the first car? That's right. I felt sick at the dining car, so...
Well, at least you're not getting a headache talking to the
infirmary.
Shirigami anymore.
You should watch your own health, Master. We share mind and body. When you feel sick, I get irritated too.
Get irritated.
Your haunting presence is probably why I felt sick in the first place.
Hey, don't blame me. Anyway, you better hurry and take a look around.
That's right. Where are the others?
Yeah. Well. Okay, so we've definitely looked at everything in here before. I don't need to recheck. Hey, they're following around now. Why are you staring at the mirror? Are you a type of guy who admires himself until he dies of heartbreak? I can see in the mirror, and I can hear its voice. It's not a hallucination. Oh, okay. Detective points.
You good?
There's no way. Alright, so I am getting points for checking things again. Window.
This place.
The landscape is passing by outside the window. Nothing looks familiar.
Well,
You have no memories, Master, so of course none of it's familiar. I guess you're right. Beep-beep.
Smoke? What's going on?
Well, that's a really good sealed door.
me? How mysterious!
What? Weren't you watching over me the whole time?
I can't be separated from you. That should be obvious since I'm haunting you.
Yeah, no duh. Jeez,
I
such
saw
a
this
detective you are.
sleeping face in the restroom. I have no clue what happened outside.
So that's why they didn't check.
Happened here.
They're all dead.
Hey, look! There's smoke coming in through the cracks of the door.
Wait, is that the
Wait,
infirmary?
Is there a fire?
And there's the a fire extinguisher.
So it's burning? Now I'm getting excited.
And that's not a good thing to get excited over.
Excited? We have to do something.
Well, alright, so we can't... So someone's definitely tried to use the fire extinguisher.
What's going on?
Oh!
Zilch!
How come he's in the infirmary?
Zilch, please wake up! Zilch! There's too much smoke. I gotta help.
Master, look!
Break the window? Oh, cool. Spray in the poisonous foam.
No way.
Oh. Wow, he burnt quickly in that time. Well, we have a murder. And there's no teddy bear doing this.
Why did this happen?
There's no time to rest. If you're a detective, you know what to do.
Huh?
Search the body. You need to confirm if someone is really dead by checking the body.
I mean, he's got a knife in his chest and he's burnt to
Maybe I should
pieces.
ask for help.
Why would a detective run from a corpse?
I don't know that I'm a detective.
Well, you sure are one. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked for help from yours truly.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'll explain another time. But since you've forgotten, I'll be your mentor and train you to be a proper detective.
Okay, I
So,
trust you know how to be one. Get to it.
I'm really doing that.
Of course, the mystery is practically solved when a detective is first on the scene.
Right.
Welcome, Raiders!
Ah, we're under attack.
Welcome, Raiders!
Multiple people. Welcome everyone. Hello. Welcome in everyone for watching a waifu. And we have some doofus. Welcome everyone. Oh, I'm guessing you're playing Peak together. Hopefully the climb went well. Hello. Did you get to the top? Did you get off the island? You carried them? Good. That sounds like teamwork. Oh, not as a ghost. I mean, ghosts are a lot lighter to carry. Talking of ghosts, there's one right there. Investigation.
To investigate.
Sure thing. They threatened you the whole time? That's what ghosts do. This ghost also is very threatening. Alright, so we have a corpse. Our very first corpse of the game.
It's completely charred. No movement.
Got a ready run? That's all good.
Breathing either.
I usually do say, if you do have to ready run, it's all good. Look after yourselves. And we'll catch you around. Told me to stab myself and join them. Oh, yeah, that's a bit, join the dark side. Just jump. That's a better way to join the other side.
I can't feel a pulse. The smell of burnt flesh is too much for me. A knife is still lodged in the chest. This is the only knife wound. I don't see any other injuries.
And it's through the bed sheet.
Well, how's our corpse doing?
Being rather corpse-like there, Shigami.
Without a doubt.
Thought so. Kinda charred after all. You really didn't even need to check.
It sounds like you all had fun, which is great.
Don't be so glum.
I've only
Check the corpse
beaten
in
Peak on
case.
Tenderfoot. I'm not good at that game.
It's not that. I mean, if I'd noticed sooner.
You think you could have saved a life? Forget about it. If you're so worried, try CPR. Though you'll be
That's-
doing that to such a charred corpse.
Uh.
What's dead? Never let that get you down.
What's dead is dead.
Right. I have to tell the others about this.
Well, they're gonna think you're the murderer.
I smell a case.
Zilch, how could this happen?
Yeah.
You don't have time to act shocked. Don't you have to let the others know? Right, we better hurry. But weren't we meant to be in here? And we got an AED. Using it now on Zilch really won't hurt. You want to use it on a human charcoal? If he did come back to life, he won't be happy about it. I just want the detective points.
This is...
A medical equipment from the infirmary. I don't know how to use it. Even if you do know how to use it, there's no saving someone that crispy. The guy's charred back before you got into the room. Well, it's like very morbid. Oh, I guess, you know, Shigami, you know, ghost of death. Well, where are the others? Oh, is that another body? Well, this is turning out rather troublesome. Oh.
Melanie? No way. Is this a dream? This has to be a dream, right?
Maybe it's a nightmare.
just laughing at all this.
Take this anymore.
You're so pitiful, you know that? You sure you're the guy who sold your soul to me?
What are you anyway? Friend or foe?
Your friend, of course. After all, you're my master.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that nice? I'm your friend and I'll be haunting you till death do us part.
It's...
I don't get it! Why would I make a contract with the death god? Wait, do they even really exist? Maybe this floating thing is just a figment of my imagination.
Yeah, just gone very insane.
Shut up, you're trapped! You memoryless, courageless, brainless detective! This is a nightmare to you, then you gotta use all you got!
But what can I even do?
That's why I'll be your teacher and mentor. I'll make you a proper detective yet. Just listen to me and everything will be a-okay.
I don't think we're gonna be the
First, check
detective.
like you did earlier.
Like doctors, that jokes are dead weight points.
Now stand up. Come on!
I guess when you're surrounded by death a lot, you do get a bit morbid. Alright, so we got a corpse and a liquor bottle. Was the liquor bottle used as a fuel to burn the bodies?
She's completely burnt to a crisp, but I recognize what parts are left of her face. There's no pulse or breath. No doubt she's been dead for a while. There's a bottle of liquor nearby. Maybe that was used to start the fire.
You found 2 corpses back to back? You sure are wheeling them in.
Yeah, that helping. That these are people's lives.
So, what's the cause of death?
Huh? Oh, there aren't any obvious external wounds.
Well, you didn't check the full body.
So she burned to death. The other one also got incinerated.
But there's like no other burn marks around.
Cruel way to die. This is...
An empty liquor bottle around. All of them apparently had high alcohol content. Could Melanie have been set fire with this? Alcohol's the best way to cook the stench out of meat, after all.
What a rich
Jesus.
taste, master.
Are you talking about the corpse? Oh, you got a cookie and martini in hand.
This is...
A bunch of liquor bottles on the shelf. Could they have been used?
Yeah, that's right.
She was literally flambéed with some fancy looking liquor, huh? Not a bad way to go. Alright, nothing else here. To the next room. So, fire extinguisher wasn't used. Whoop.
Did it just shake?
Oh. And I bet the body's gone. No.
What was that? The lights went out for a moment and came back on.
Oh.
Oh, it got dark outside. Looks like we're in a tunnel.
Hey, you like the ghost star? Yeah.
Anyway, shouldn't you be hurrying? You should probably tell the other master detectives, yeah?
Right, that's right.
Introduce a whole cast just to kill them off, right?
Hey! Is anyone there? We need help in the first 2 cars! Zange! Put anybody!
Was it? Peachy, one of them dead?
No response. I smell a tragedy. This is like the very picture of hell. One mystery after another. I can't hold back from all this excitement.
Yeah, let's get excited.
Right away.
I'm getting excited here.
Okay, so we're in a tunnel. Alright, room 301. Oh, and...
Poochie.
there's Poochie.
Oh, no way.
And that's number 3. It's a hat trick, right? Miss Master, if you don't want to end up like this, then you better be more prudent.
Huh?
The train hasn't gotten to the destination yet, and you can't get off halfway.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one to be murdered
Is
next.
still in the train, right?
The killer? But who would do such a thing?
You'll find out if you investigate. You better nail it, Master. Regardless, you should leave the door open to be safe. Gotta make sure you don't get cornered.
Yeah.
Oh. Time shenanigans?
It's Poochie's corpse.
I mean, I guess they did kind of do that for Danganronpa 3.
She doesn't appear
Or should I
to have
say,
external wounds.
the 53rd game in the series.
There's a blanket over her torso.
Spoilers.
Looks like she was burned when the plane was
Whoops.
set on fire.
It's been long enough. It's been a decade since it's been out.
Yep, it's a corpse.
Yep, it's a corpse. We're great detectives.
Is this Poochie's bag?
Maybe there's a weapon for for self-defense inside. It'd be good for you to check it out.
I'm sorry, Poochie. I'm taking a look inside. There's a change of clothes and travel supplies. No weapons or other self-defense items.
They didn't even actually open the case.
Wash, then. It was sitting there like a treasure chest, so I was hoping there'd be a rare metal inside.
Why is this happening? Even Poochie...
Master, let's move on if you're done here. There's no time to wait.
Right. Where's Zange and Apex?
Oh, and oh, she's got heaps of headphones.
This is...
As there's a set of headphones, which must have had a lot of headphones. And she never took off her headphones, even in front of people, right? How rude. Let's not speak ill of the dead. I'm sure she had her reasons. Autism. Oh, and a stuffed bear.
This is...
There's a big teddy bear. Might have been Poochie's personal belongings. You better be careful, Buster. It might suddenly start going poo-hoo. Eh? It's just a teddy bear. As if suddenly... Oh, poo-hoo-hoo. Like a certain black and white bear. Alright, next room. And... no charcoal here. Oh, well, I definitely know whose room this was now. Animal.
This is...
A glasses case with animal prints on it. There's nothing inside. Someone must be wearing the glasses. There's nothing else to look at here. This is the first body we saw. Ooh.
Whose bag is this? Oh, it's open. Is it... oh.
You're a detective. Why even ask?
Yeah, detectives get to go through everything.
Bags and cupboards all the time. Smashing pots to find what they want is part of the job.
That's the job of Link. The adventurers. Notice.
World Detective Organization, Human Resources.
HR?
Zilch Alexander. You are hereby dispatched to
That's
the
his name,
special
Zilch.
autonomous region of Kanai Ward. Dispatch duration indefinite.
Same as our letter.
Use the enclosed ticket to board the Amaterasu Express to Kanai Ward. Upon arrival, proceed to the Nocturnal Detective Agency, World Detective Organization, Kanai Ward Branch. There, you will receive further instructions. Go forth, proud detectives. Eliminate... This is a letter for
Eliminate.
Zilch. So, the only things inside are work documents. Nothing else of note.
Aw, that's no fun.
Dun-dun-dun, and can't look at this weird cloak. Oh, clothes brush. Zilch's clothing brush. There's fur stuck in the bristles. Maybe it was a clean freak. Not that it matters now that he's burnt to a crisp. Zilch. Poor Zilch. Alright, next room. And...
This isn't a passenger room.
oh yeah, this is the backup control room.
Wow, it looks like a secret base. Don't you want to destroy these whenever you see them?
Press all the buttons.
No. There's no one here. So I should go look for help.
When the ADH brain's like, we should just destroy everything.
How about you check out that machine over there? Maybe it'll help you figure out what happened. It's okay, I won't break it.
Fine.
Fine, jeez.
Gotta hit this thing and it'll be good as new.
I sure hope you can't push things. Oh, okay.
What's this machine? There appears to be instructions. Backup control system?
Alright, the control system automatically manages electricity within the train. When the main control system fails, it will switch to the backup system after 1 second.
So the control system manages the electricity. This one is the backup, not the main one.
Hey, what about the file over here? What does it say?
Files?
It looks like an explanation about autonomous driving. The control system will supply electricity as programmed and drive the train. All train cars on the train have motors that run autonomously. Because of that, it can easily climb steep slopes.
I guess everything here relies on that control system.
It'd be a shame if it
So,
broke.
If you destroy the main and backup control systems, you can stop the train.
Right now, the control system is functioning, so...
No need to blow it up.
The monitor displays an operation log, but there's no record that the train has stopped at all.
That's good.
Yeah. Master, while you were sleeping like a log, I never sensed the train stopping either.
So no one got on board.
Doors won't open unless it stops, and the windows are all locked. No one can get on or off while it's en route. Huh?
What's wrong, Master?
What about when there's a power outage?
I noticed the backup control system is operating.
Well, it's better that it's running. All the electricity is managed by the control system after all. Anyway, Master, I'm bored of this place. Let's move on already.
Move on.
So do the doors open when there's no power? And we've got a map.
This is the train map. The shining part must be the train's current location.
Okay, so we're almost at Kanai Ward.
After
We're in the
exit this
tunnel.
long tunnel we just entered, we'll reach
But there's
Kanai
also
Ward
a
in
way
no time.
around the tunnel.
It's been a long trip, but I'm sure it's been a shorter one for a certain napping detective.
Rank up! I don't know what ranking up actually does, but anyway, I should save. That's something we should do, right? Even though it does auto save. Save. Beep, boom. Okay, so there's still a few other things to unlock eventually. And we've got an intercom.
Oh, there's an intercom.
In an emergency, press button and speak into the receiver.
Yeah, and now we'll report this to control headquarters and call for help.
But we're in a tunnel.
It won't connect. Why?
If it doesn't connect during an emergency, it's totally useless.
If this system was completely automated, a report should have been sent to control headquarters about the fire.
Maybe everyone in control headquarters is already dead, and you're the last living human in the world.
What a horrible thing to say.
Okay. Hopefully it's because we're in a tunnel. This looks like some kind of control device. It might be dangerous. I shouldn't touch it. Yeah, you want to get pressed the wrong button and cause the train to derail. Or do we?
In the end, there weren't any survivors in this train car. You better go check the next one.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's go to the next one.
You sound excited. You're hoping we find more bodies, don't you, Shinigami? No answer again.
Watch out.
Alright. Room 4-1. And...
There's nothing here. I don't see luggage or anything else.
If each person gets their own room, then someone got nothing, right?
this was meant to be our room, but the bed has been slept in.
Yep, it's nothing.
That's a lot of tissues near the bed.
This is...
A lot of tissues under. Maybe he can't turn down free samples when people hand them out. Oh yeah, so many reasons for why someone would keep tissues next to the bed. Yeah, they went there. What are you implying, Shinigami? Yeah. And there's magazines scattered on the desk. Look, there's pro wrestling magazines. What are the hot angels these days? I don't think it has anything to do with the case. Let's look elsewhere. And then we've got a jacket. Who does this jacket belong to? Like something Alphex would wear.
Say,
Did you check the pockets? There's nothing inside. If we don't know who it belongs to, it doesn't make a very good clue. Interesting. Interesting. We're learning nothing. Alright, here we go. Is a body but behind door 402. That's a body, alright.
Okay. Why? How did this happen?
4 dead balls in a row. A walk-in with loaded faces.
What? Do you think this is funny because you're a death god?
No.
No.
I think it's awesome! My heart's fluttering with joy! Each death takes the mystery even deeper. So mystical!
This is all wrong.
Mm-hmm. Corpse.
You awake? Guess not.
Are you awake? Yeah, that's a good thing to ask a burnt corpse.
Sange.
Burnt in their sleep.
He's burnt to a crisp. I can just barely discern his face, though. I can't find any particular external wounds, just like the other corpses. He was also incinerated in a burning blanket, like Zilch in the first car and Poochie in the third one. All three of them were sleeping in bed and murdered by immolation? Oh, what's this?
Oh, his phone.
Zange's cell phone. Maybe his photography left something behind. No good. Just a video of me drinking coffee. It can't help me solve this mess.
Oh, it could. The coffee caused the fires.
4 of them.
Well, there's only one person left.
There are just 6 people on the train, including myself. And I found 4 bodies.
So, it's either you or the other one.
Zilch, Melanie, Poochie, and Zange. Aphex?
Took you long enough.
But Aphex likes
I need
punching
to hear
things,
start.
not starting fires.
You still need work, Master. I'll be.
So Aphex is the culprit? He murdered the others in such a deranged...
He's got a short.
No,
Ah.
he's a master detective for sure.
The A button got
I
stuck.
sensed him use his
You gonna make
powers.
dinner? Thank you so much for raiding. And go, have a great dinner.
You sensed it?
But if he betrayed the WDO and became an Amaterasu Corporation spy, it's reasonable to conclude he killed the other master detectives.
But what if we
Sabotage
find
our
his
efforts.
body next?
Anyway, time to boom kill that psycho.
Yeah, boom kill.
Totally about to say that, right, Master?
Not at all. If he finds me, I'm done for.
I'm actually surprised you haven't died yet. You look like you'd be the first to die.
I won't deny it. I probably got overlooked. I was supposed to be in the infirmary in the first car, but I passed out in the restroom, right? Maybe that's why the killer didn't find me.
Oh, I just remembered.
Yes.
Huh? What's up?
Master, I told you that while you were passed out, no one came to the restroom. But one time, the door did open, I think.
Oh.
By the time I noticed, the door closed again. I don't know who was there. Now that I think about it, could it have been that guy with the short fuse?
So...
But then why didn't he? Yeah.
Why?
Maybe he thought you weren't even worth killing. You're an incompetent guy with amnesia. That wasn't a diss, just a fact.
No diss, just fact.
Now that we know who the culprit is, we have to find him before the train arrives.
Find him and do what?
Take him
Watch, of
down.
course, and it's all up to you, Master.
That's impossible!
It's fine.
No.
There's no time to waste.
That face.
Nothing's fine about it!
But yeah, that's any other clues around? Got his bag.
This looks like Zange's bag. There's nothing inside that matters.
But there was 10 points to give me. Oh, he's got little cactuses.
This is...
These might belong to Zange. They look well used, so they could be really old.
Say,
Oh, why don't you look inside the notebook? There might be something about the case. It seems to be records of past cases he's handled, but there isn't any information about this current case. Alright. Well, time to get burnt ourselves. Oh,
yo, check, check.
check, check.
It's a woman's travel bag. There's a name here. Melanie Goldmine.
Yep.
Looks like makeup and travel supplies. Nothing noteworthy.
Hey, did
Big
you check to see
Gucci
if
bag?
someone's hiding nearby?
Yeah, no one's here.
Did we?
Sure. What if he's hiding in the bag?
No.
Even a child couldn't hide in there.
You don't know that. You're up against a master detective.
Yeah,
remember?
he could be able to
What
bend
if
himself
there's a
into
master
shape.
detective who has the appearance of a child, but the mind of an adult.
Of course there isn't.
You sure about that?
Is that about us?
There's totally a detective like that out there.
We never did answer the question about our age. Are we actually an adult that looks like a child? These are all clothes on the bed. I wonder if they belong to Melanie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, those are some flashy threads. She's definitely got some looks in the city. Or get some looks. But now she's all burned up. Guess she won't be wearing it anymore. Jeez. Why did you have to die? Cosmetic pouch. There's a pouch with cosmetics on the desk. This must belong to Melanie. Yeah, but she'll never use it again. Oh, you shouldn't apply makeup to fresh burns after all. Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, time for us to die, right? And then the last room we were told we couldn't get into. Oh, we're out of the tunnel.
It got brighter. Guess we made it through the tunnel.
Which means we're almost there. At this rate, you'll let the murderer escape.
Oh,
More shaking? What is it this time?
Master, you gotta hurry.
The next train car is the 5th one. This train has 5 cars in total, so this... Oh, but
the door.
But you can access the 5th car, the one at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The door appears to be broken and won't
So
open.
the culprit wedged the door shut.
the door was supposed to be broken, right?
Master, you better hurry.
Well, does it? Oh, it opens now.
Hey, it opened. Was it repaired?
Oh. Quite the mess.
It's been wrecked. What happened here?
Master, look over there.
Is that white paint? I sure hope it's white paint. Oh, and there's another body.
Dead body.
Well, everyone's dead.
No way. There can't be.
So that must mean we're the murderer.
Because that would mean everybody except me is dead.
So mysteriful. Even
Mysteriousful.
now. Anyway, time to investigate.
Did you do this, Shigami?
This isn't a fake. It's a real corpse, isn't it?
It is, without a single doubt, the bona fide remains of a human. Positive about that. I specialize in corpses, after all.
No.
I'll check for signs of life, just in case.
And then, like, the fingers break through the flesh and that.
No.
I don't remember. There was a movie I saw where they went to check the pulse and their fingers just went straight through the neck. That was creepy.
Huh? His necklace looks familiar. Wait, it's the same one Aphex was wearing.
Looking at the body type of the corpse, it matches the guy with the short fuse.
Well, he had a short fuse. He burnt up.
Beyond recognition, but
You might find it unbelievable, but
Well,
it
they...
seems like it.
Well, dead people don't have heartbeats. So they could have kept corpses hidden in the first train.
yeah, I don't see any other external trauma.
So someone could have brought on a few bodies.
There's an injury on his chest.
Yo, Moonlit! Hello, hello. Wait, there's an injury on his... Oh, a knife wound!
I'm surprised you noticed.
Wait, is this the same body as the one at the front?
Stab wound? Looks like he was pierced with a blade.
Oh, they could have reused the body that at the front.
If that's the case, was he stabbed to death?
No.
I'm doing
Could have
pretty
been
good.
incapacitated by the
Hope you've
stabbing
been well.
And then burned. It's impossible to determine the cause of death with what we have.
You've been really good. Let's go. I'm glad to hear.
This investigation. Good job to me for being your mentor.
Why Aphex?
No, that is definitely the same body from up the... Okay, what do we have here? Main control room.
It says main control room B. It's no use. It won't open.
Need a key.
There's a driver's seat in there, but I don't see anyone. The autonomous driving device is there, but not on.
Hey, Master, maybe someone's hiding in there. Anyway,
I don't think so. The door looks too sturdy. Also, I don't think it's possible for someone to be hiding in there. Aphex and Poochie both said that there were only 6 people on the train. So, including me, there can only be 6 of us here.
I see.
I know, to burn the bodies, you can't wear the clothes.
In a single train car.
They probably have control rooms so it can go in either direction. This is the last car for where we're heading, but it'll be the front car on the way back.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, there is a control room in the front train car.
But I think this is the first corpse we saw, and someone's dragged it all the way to the back here. And then...
It won't open. But this is the last train car.
Or is it? Alright. So wait, do we have the tick on the corpse? We do. And, oh, okay, another burnt room. Oh, there's another infirmary here as well. And we have a burnt bed.
This is...
It's flipped on the side. Why is it only the bed turned over like this? Someone actually struggled? Maybe hide evidence of some kind. Just a hunch. Anything else? More technology? A medical device like this. The train is unmanned, right? If there's no one on the train who knows how to use this sort of device, why even have one? There must be like a book around somewhere. Oh, you just cleaned off the stove? Burning off the chemicals? Oh, yeah, that can get pretty, and especially if you use like an oven cleaner or something. Yeah, it's cleaning the oven and then burning it all off. Ugh. Okay, so... Yeah, now let's go a tick. Wait, what? Door key?
Huh? What's this?
What is it? Did you find something?
Oh, I've found a key.
The lock is open right now, but there's something odd about the latch. Look, there appears to be blood on it.
Oh?
Oh, you're right.
Good old age explain white. Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
Try to slide it.
So, they were in a locked room, and they were... How were they bleeding in a locked room?
That's a blood stain, all right. But why is blood there?
It seems the blood got on there while the door was locked.
That's evidence of something for sure. No harm keeping it in mind. Sure hope you got all that down.
I sure hope so as well. Alright. Oh, and then main control room.
It says main control
A.
is no use. It won't open. There's a driver's seat in there, but
So pretty much the same as the car one.
There are other places to check out, you know.
Oh, okay, we missed something. Okay.
That's right.
I guess there's the paint and everything. Oh, a mirror. No, train car. Oh, you gonna cook dinner now? Yes.
this area seems
I hope it's a good meal.
somehow.
And we'll catch you later.
Maybe there was something flammable in there. See, look there. There are traces of something that got burned.
A circle.
Is that some sort of plate displaying the train car number? But why is this the only one completely burnt?
To hide the number.
Doesn't seem particularly.
Okay, it does say 5 on there though. And the restroom's
Terrible shape.
messed up as
The
well.
mirror is cracked and covered in soot. There's no one inside.
Oh, you got a new outfit for the new model setup and some other news? As I told you, I'll DM you later tonight or tomorrow about it. Oh, yes, that's here. I didn't know. Oh, sounds like something is good in the works. Oh, bing, bing, bing.
Thank you for choosing the Amaterasu Express
I
Direct
don't think
to
we'll be saying
Kanai.
thank you. Everyone died.
We are approaching Kanai Ward. Please mind your belongings.
Do we even have any belongings?
We're almost at the station. You have to catch the culprit.
Catch who? Everyone besides me is dead.
No.
Are you sure it's everyone? Calm down. Count again.
Zilch in car 1.
But see, that one had a knife hole in it, and the
Melanie in car 2.
those spent beyond so much recognition.
Poochie in car 3. Zange in car 4.
Oh, a prism model? No, no, you gotta tell me more when you have the chance.
And Aphex in car 5.
No, that is the first body once again. That is my deduction.
That's 5. Everyone besides me is dead.
That makes you the only possible killer, Master.
Did
You do it?
you do it while you were blacked out?
No, that's not possible. But I can't say for certain. I lost my memories, and now
I mean, a death god sounds like something that would go their way to kill people.
there's something wrong with me. Death gods are said to reap human souls. Maybe because I'm being haunted by one. Maybe subconsciously.
We are approaching Kanai Ward. Please watch your step while exiting the train.
Finished. But we're the worst detectives ever. We didn't solve that at all. Mwah.
We've arrived! What's it gonna be, huh? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, how you gonna explain yourself?
Huh? What?
This looks bad! Step out of it! Run!
Run.
But...
That I don't think that's a wise plan. So I guess the train.
Master, those guys from before are still on the platform. Run to the front train car.
Why is this happening to me?
Wouldn't they do a pincer maneuver? Wouldn't they come through front one as well? Alright, I will check it out when I'm done. Only gonna do a short stream tonight, so.
Master can even make snap
Oh,
judgments.
we have quick time events? You might find yourself in the pinch during the course of a detective work. Follow the on-screen instructions to get out of those tricky situations. But there's a time limit for inputs, so be careful.
Right?
I do like quick time events. Wait, do I even remember my my numbers as I press the letter Y? And I can count my alphabet.
Who are these people? The police?
They're not your friends, that much is for sure. Considering the state of the crime scene, they're totally gonna pin it on you.
But...
Well, keep moving forward. I still say Aphex is the murderer.
Oh.
Oh. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so at the moment the timer is a little slow. Gives us time. Oh.
They're gonna arrest you! Run!
Wall run. Whoop. Oh, the body's missing. Is it? They really check. And caught. Bam, 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 bam. Many products are developed and some which cannot be made public. Oh. Oh, they do make jets for war. Honestly, I think running was the worst idea you could have done.
before.
Wait, please, listen to me. I can explain.
Huh. What's there to talk about? You're a master detective of the WDO, aren't you?
No, I don't think he's a good guy.
Personnel. I'm with the Amaterasu Corporation's peacekeepers.
Ah, that's so bright in my eyes. So much glare.
Amaterasu Corporation peacekeepers?
Don't act like you don't know. You're a WDO detective for crying out loud. Or are you some sort of imposter?
No, I'm not. I think.
You think? Well, I don't care either way.
His grills say money.
What's about to happen has already been decided.
Which is?
The peacekeepers are the defenders of law and executioners in Kanai Ward. If the unjust wander into my space, they will be eliminated.
Eliminated?
Hey, isn't Kanai Ward under the complete control of Amaterasu? Meaning, these people are like the police here.
Police? But it's just some company security department.
There's probably no actual police force here.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Oh, right. You're the only one who can see me, thanks to our contract, Master.
Oh, we can look like crazy
It's a bit
people.
cliché at this point, huh?
Don't laugh! Help me!
I'll ask again. Who do you think you're talking to, huh?
He's getting angry.
Tell me how you're gonna explain this situation. We prepared that trip to welcome you all here, but an internal fight sprawling into a bloodbath was unexpected.
It's not what it looks like. There's a perfectly
Logical, is there?
You're the culprit.
Huh?
Well, that was direct. Master, try your best to beat him.
No, I really don't know anything. Everyone was killed while I was asleep.
I don't think so. While the other detectives were asleep, you killed them. As proof, there's the coffee and wine.
Oh,
What the?
We found coffee and wine in the dining car. When we checked the second car earlier, I had a support.
oh, jeez.
You can see what happened. Looks like some sort of knockout drug was mixed into it.
Oh, so that's why we passed out. Because we had the coffee.
Drug?
Which means you drugged the other detectives and killed them while they were passed out.
Wow. He may just be a lowly grunt, but he knows his stuff. You could be trouble.
Why do you sound so impressed?
So did you figure out the cause of death?
Yes, they all burned to death.
Huh? All of them?
How cruel of you to kill them. What's your end game in this? Is it money? Or is it... If it's money, then hand over everything you swiped. I promise I'll show mercy to your wallet.
Just wants money. That's no fair.
I'm not the culprit.
Yes, you are! You're the culprit!
No, I'm not the perpetrator. But do I know that for sure?
Yeah.
In this situation,
You were knocked
who
out from the
besides
coffee.
Me could have done it. There were without a doubt only 6 people on the train, and 5
Were 5 of them killed? I said that first body.
So the only possibility is...
Just admit it! I know you're the culprit!
What am I supposed to do?
Admit it now! You're guilty!
Am I the kill?
Come
No.
on, confess!
Maybe it's better if I confess. It could be better to get through this now and get some time.
Why confess if you didn't do it?
Yeah.
Master, you're an idiot. Dumb boom kill you.
Yeah, boom,
Huh?
kill him.
You heard me?
There you go again, talking
talking to yourself must be crazy or something.
I hear your thoughts too.
That's not good.
The same mind and body. Anyway, never mind that. Why are you giving up already?
Well, there's nothing I can do.
Wrong. The mystery solving has just begun. Why did you make a contract with me to begin with?
Would I have a memory?
Oh, what do you mean?
Shut up! Stop talking to yourself, you unstable psycho! Hey, bring him down, men! Confiscate anything of value he has while you're at it.
No.
Oh, stop with all that pitiful moaning. I'll show you exactly what I'm made of right now.
Oh.
Come on, masters. Use your mind and body.
A portal. Oh. Well, someone looks a little different.
What is this? What's happening?
Yep. Time stop. And Shigami, you had a bit of a glow up?
What's this? What's going on?
Bonk.
Who are you?
What do you mean? I've been with you the entire time.
Wait, you're Shinigami?
Oh, right. Guess you can't tell because I'm not Puffy anymore.
Oh.
I can only access the mystery labyrinth if I'm at full power, so I had to change forms. But some parts of me are still nice and puffy. It's true. Want a touch?
I'm okay.
Mm.
Anyway, what's going on? It's like time has stopped. And what's that hole?
That hole is connected to the mystery labyrinth.
Yep, mystery labyrinth. Got it.
Mystery labyrinth?
You'll find out when you enter.
Yeah, let's go into the with purple portal.
Tell me, what's a mystery labyrinth?
Save the deeds for later, kid!
Nope.
Down the rabbit hole we go!
So this is like the court case, I guess, from Danganronpa. Do you wish to save? Pew-pew. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we go. Well, this isn't trippy. That's appropriate response.
Huh? Where am I?
What do you think of my awesome powers? This is what you obtained in exchange for your memories, Master.
Okay.
You did this, Shinigami? Is this why I made a pact with you? I don't understand any of this. Where are we?
Simply put, it's an alternate universe. It's got that kind of vibe, right?
Yeah, universe? Not dimension?
And you don't sound surprised. Come on, it's awesome. You probably think it's cliched, huh? Well, this isn't any old alternate universe. Check this out. Ta-da! This is the Mystery Labyrinth. It's a maze that materializes mysteries from the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Materializes mysteries?
Unsolved mysteries become lost to time, right? Well, here, they actually take shape as a mystery labyrinth. Now, this maze is the materialized form of the unsolved murders that took place on the Amaterasu Express.
Concerning.
I have the power to interact with this mystery labyrinth. That's why we were able to come here in the first place. Anyway. Master, we're gonna beat the Amaterasu Express Massacre Mystery Labyrinth.
What happens when we beat it?
In every
The
case,
truth will come
there's
out.
a hidden truth. And we have to find the truth deep inside this mystery labyrinth. So, if we beat this mystery labyrinth, the truth of that case will be revealed. Naturally, so will the true identity of the killer. Now, let's solve this thing.
Discover the killer's identity too?
You couldn't solve it in reality, so we're solving it in this alternate universe. They're two sides of the same coin. But whether or not you discover the truth depends on the person entering the labyrinth. The more complex the mystery is in the real world, the more complex the maze will be too.
It is a highly sketchy club. I don't think I trust the club owner.
Whatever obstacles they can at investigators, right? Those are also materialized into the maze, so this is gonna be a tough battle.
So, you're saying there are traps in there?
Yep. Looks like you're finally getting it. Now that I've explained it all, let's head into the dungeon.
Let's head into the dangerous place.
Hold on. I don't understand any of this.
Seriously, you don't get it?
The face.
A mystery labyrinth is a maze based on a real mystery. This one is formed from the murder on the Amaterasu Express.
Yep, you're right so far.
So, if there's always a hidden truth inside a mystery labyrinth, if we keep going, the Amaterasu Express case will be solved?
Yup, you totally get it.
What? I don't get anything! This makes no logical sense!
Sheesh. This is why you're a benchwarmer detective. You're in an alternate universe and hung up on details.
Of course I am!
Okay, I'll explain more about how it works as we explore the mystery labyrinth. If you have any more questions along the way, stare at my boobs for 8 seconds. That'll make all your worries disappear.
No, it won't! Please, explain everything now!
Relax, relax. I'll tell you in due time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's go. Time to unriddle this mystery labyrinth.
Well, what will the gameplay be
sorry,
like?
I forgot to mention the important keys. Whoopsie.
Oh.
Keys? You mean for opening doors in the dungeon?
Yeah, something like that, but keys in the mystery labyrinth are used to break through mysteries. They're called solution keys, and they're essential to clear the mystery labyrinth.
Okay.
So, where do I find them?
We run around looking for keys.
Materialized clues for a case. Normally, you'd get them during the investigation. You kinda had to rush through the investigation this time around, so let's briefly review the case. For
Alright.
starters, try to recall all that happened on board the Amaterasu Express.
The Amaterasu Express? The Amaterasu Express is the only method of transportation in Kanai Ward.
Mm-hmm.
It's an automated, unmanned train with 5 cars. Its doors won't open while in motion, and windows
So the
are
person
fixed
had
in
to be on
place.
board.
There were no stops before our destination.
Or
so
was
the
there?
train kept moving until it arrived at the station. A monitor in the backup control room displays the operation log, and there was no record of the train stopping.
Nope. Okay.
Here's your solution key.
No, why did it come from you? Map. New key. Route map. Operation log.
So this is a solution key. But why did it come out of your mouth?
That's why I was asking.
What do you mean? So I don't have to use my hands. I worked really hard developing this method.
You put thought into this?
So that's how words and events you think are clues get transformed into solution keys. Let's keep reviewing what happened in this case.
Alright, I'll do my best.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be quite the wild
The
ride.
incident occurred inside the Amaterasu Express while it was still moving. Including myself, there were 6 master detectives on board. Aphex and Poochie's abilities confirmed there were no other passengers on the train.
Mm.
And who died first again?
It was Zilch in the first car's infirmary.
Yeah.
I noticed smoke pouring through the crack of the door, and looking through the window,
We saw
I
his
saw a
face.
knife stuck in Zilch's chest. The infirmary was on fire, so smoke quickly filled the whole area. I hurried to open the door, but it wouldn't.
Does that mean this was a locked room mystery?
Not really. There's a chance the killer had a duplicate key.
That's no fun.
Anyway, I broke the door's window and unlocked the door from the inside to enter the infirmary. By then,
It was too
Zilch's
late.
corpse had burnt to a crisp.
And there was also a knife.
I wanted to alert the others, so I moved to the second car.
Mm-hmm.
I found Melamie's corpse there. I think she was set on fire with the liquor in the dining car.
Ooh, a flambe! A human flambe.
Not helping.
That reminds me, something was off about car 2 right before the train entered the tunnel.
Isn't that from entering the tunnel? It's like air pressure. Wind stuff.
And there was a blackout right after, although it only lasted a moment.
Yeah. What was up with that blackout? Was there one on the other side of the tunnel too?
No, when we exited the tunnel, there was shaking again, but no
blackout.
There was something else too. Something that happened when we were in the 4th car.
I wonder if that's a clue.
Blackout and shaking.
And the next corpse was the little girl in the 3rd car?
Yeah, it was
Poochie.
Another burnt body. Just
Creepy picture.
Oh yeah, wasn't there a secret base thing in the 3rd car?
You mean the backup control system? I remember something about the control system automatically manages the electricity within the train. When the main control system fails, it will
And it was
switch to
already on the backup
after
system.
1 second.
You may have amnesia, but you've got a pretty good memory. Anything else you can remember?
I did notice that the backup control system was actually operating. And if the backup was on, that means the main system was down, right? What do you think about that?
So did that happen from the shaking? From when the power went out?
The train never stopped, so it doesn't change the fact that no one could get in or out, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Next, you found the geezer's corpse in the 4th
The
car, right?
geezer.
Was there anything strange about that corpse?
He didn't have any external wounds, but he was holding the cell phone he uses for his photography ability.
Oh yeah, that useless ability. It's basically no better than a
But
trash can.
we got proof of us drinking the poisoned coffee.
Anyway, forget about the geezer for now. Don't want that old man smell haunting my memory. Next and last is the 5th car. Come on.
The body we found in the 5th car was completely charred. It was impossible to tell who it was, but the necklace around the corpse's neck confirmed it was Aphex.
But he also had a knife
We also
wound,
discovered a stab wound to the chest.
but with no knife.
Also, judging by things like the plate on the wall, the 5th car appeared to be far more burnt than the other cars.
Maybe the room ended up like that because the victim was on fire and running around trying to put it out.
Distorted plate.
Oh, and the blood on the interior lock of the 5th car's infirmary is an important clue.
Were they able to switch the front and back car?
Uh-huh. So I guess that does it for our review of the case?
Wait, there was something else. After the train arrived at the station, according to the Peacekeeper's reports, they all burned to death. But that part seems off to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they also mentioned there was a knockout drug mixed into the drinks in the dining car. Yeah, I think that's everything of note.
Well, this is going to be a lot of vomiting. No.
What a big catch! This should be enough solution keys to solve it.
But I still don't know how to use them.
Master, you worry too much. I'm sure it'll turn out fine. Solution keys are important to solving mysteries. Yours truly is important too.
Mm-hmm.
Sure hope you got all that down.
Alright. A solution key is manifestation of clues related to the case. You can acquire or update one by investigating the case and moving the story along. Acquiring solution keys can be reviewed in the notebook menu. Try checking one out to the mystery labyrinth becomes too difficult to solve. There's bound to be some useful information.
Shinigami's tutorial corner.
Oh. Acquire skill, set skill, remove skill. Well. Labyrinth skills are abilities that can help you clear mystery labyrinths. Acquire them by spending skill points, which get you when you detective rank up.
Do you need a power up?
Labyrinth skills can be checked and acquired in the ability section of the notebook.
Set whichever skills suit you best.
You can activate labyrinth skills by setting them, but it requires memory costs, so pay attention to how much you have left.
Time to head off in search of the truth. Let's solve this thing.
AA.
Will things really turn out fine?
Well, we're stuck on this wild ride, and there's no getting off.
So, this is the mystery labyrinth. It sure looks creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if we keep going, will we really get to the truth?
Come on, would I lie to you? I told you the deepest part of the labyrinth holds the truth, right? So, let's go. I'm so horny for mysteries right now.
No, okay.
You're... what?
I'm gonna write this down.
Alright, there are places in the mystery labyrinth where the path just goes on and on. You can't move until the scene plays out, so keep following the path until it does. Alright, let's see. Case files, abilities.
Come on, pay attention. You better not be skimming over. Hey, Master, do you need set whichever skills suit you best?
Alright. Status. Well, that's us. No skills active. So we have a memory cap of 4. And we can get increased stamina. Da-dun. And next, vitality up. Investigating deathmatch sequence, shorten the assist ability to recovery time. Entering a puzzle sequences, remove one solution. Kishigo will buff up. Eh? Solution keys sequence, remove one incorrect solution key. During circular puzzle sequence, slow down the rotation speed of barrels. Huh? None of these make any sense yet. Oh. Okay. Equip. Okie dokie. And save. Now, I do have to stop very soon, or do I stop now? And we leave the mystery till tomorrow. See how the game plays out. Oh, let's be cruel to myself. I'll then be on my mind all night. Ah! But no, I must call it a night. I must stop and rest. Oh, hang on, I did save, right? Save again. Can never save too many times. Alright. So, Let me click a few things. And let us have a quick look around. Do 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 do. So many people. Trying to find someone I want to raid. It's always tough. Because I am bad at making choices. Choices are tough. I hate it. Choice paralysis always gets in the way of my games. Let's see. Click that. Click that. Alright. So yes, I will stop and I will stream more tomorrow. I'm going to force myself to stream. God. Oh, I've been so slack with streaming. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Gotta push myself. Not sure why when I'm a little sad and like streaming cheers me up, but then you just don't do it. Things. Anyway, let's get out of here. Thank you, everyone. And we'll find how the game actually plays tomorrow. And I will catch you all later. Alright, time to get out of here. In 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Zeke. Thank you for the rat.